Testing. All right, let's get a little bit more of this done. I can't go in there anyway. Thought maybe I could. Maybe get mad at me. At well, that's interesting. Hey, Cody. Okay, I'll read then. Unless one of these here, I'm not going to read out loud this stuff. Unless you don't care if I read out loud, if you aren't really that focused on it. I don't mind reading out loud for this, because it's more writing than any language. No, nothing's happened yet. I just barely started it up again, though. I've only been on for 11 minutes, so I'm having dinner with these guys. And we're talking about that Baron guy that we met. I'll read this out loud for you. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He doesn't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. He's married? On top of that, he's a damned thief. And before you say it, Endress, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. Hey, he's just a boy. He still has time to change. I've never known a thief to change, but maybe his responsibilities will make a man out of him. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn, and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got it, Andres. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance. Of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. I'll be with you, Andreas. Nothing in here to worry about. Well, before we go to the scriptorium, can't go in here. Hello there, Master Mahler. Hello, Till. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Gassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. Huh, changed the font completely. That was interesting. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Cassing are my favorite. What old book? That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Rati, I think it was. Gosh. Heavy snowblood caught him in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides. When May sent a wolf to the night. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mare provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius and Talus founded, passing afterwards, defeating the barbarians to honor Maze or Mare. That's where all this came from. I'm surprised that Kiriso has any record of tassing before St. Moritz arrived. And written in German at that. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Books connect us to the pasts we could hardly imagine existed. Well said. It's been chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I better get back to work. Let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, all right? I will. Until later. Till I have a good book with me. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. Well, hello. Who are you? Lenhart. Afternoon. You're the Gertner's boarder, aren't you? How could you tell? You are as filthy as a farmer, but you don't smell like sheep. Quite unlike the Gertners. They're farmers. You expect them to act like kings? A little dignity wouldn't hurt them. They eat like sheep then when times get hard. Only Ava's got a backbone. How is she, by the way? What does she matter to you? I'm only curious. She used to bring their barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. A shame. She showed some curiosity about the mill. I'd hoped to foster that. She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the curious adults here can appreciate it. Except you. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I should be going. Until later. Until later then, Miller. Hello, little dude. Hello. All right, I don't think we've talked before. I'm Andreas. I'm staying with the Gertners. Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers? They're letting me board with them while I work in the Abbey scriptorium. You're a monk? I'm an artist. Oh, like, do you do drawings? Drawing, painting, calligraphy. If it goes in a book, I can put it in there. Oh, is that... How do you get money? What? The Abbey pays me, of course. Art is a job, just like being a miller is a job, but it's also a calling. My dad says drawing's stupid. It's not worth anything. Do you like to draw, Paul? Yes. More than anything, but I have to do it where Dad can't see. He gets mad. I'm sorry to hear that. But if it means a lot to you, maybe he doesn't need to know. Can I tell you a secret? Sure. Sometimes I draw on the ruins in the meadow where Dad can't see. What do you draw? Cats. Mom, I don't know. Stuff. I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad won't like it. You're probably right. I'll go. Until later, Paul. And hey, keep drawing, all right? I will. Bye. Doge. Good afternoon. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas Meller, master artist. Oh, a master at such a young age. It's impressive. Well, I admit, I'm not quite a master yet, still finishing my masterpiece. What is that like? Fulfilling a dream. I wish I could dream. You can. You have the right, just like anyone. To do what? I have my family to care for. Linhart, Paul, my sweet angel, the mill. Oh, I apologize. We didn't get properly introduced. You must be Else Muellerin? Yes, that's me. I heard Clara and Ava had an artist boarding with them. That must be very exciting. They've treated me very well. Perhaps Ava more than Clara, Oh, I only meant living on a farm among the town people. Isn't it very lively? So far, it seems like a life like most others. Oh, but have you not traveled much? Artists go on a Wanderjahr, yes? There must be many differences in the way people live. The people in Florence are very cultured, for certain. It has such history. My, so much out there. But I have to take care of my darling Paul. He's so shy. I pray the Lord may someday bless us with a daughter. Else, have you finished with your gavel? There's work that needs doing. Oh no. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labors. Of course, I apologize if I bothered you. Until later, Mistress Mueller. Until later, then. Getting to know different people. What's that? Oh, it's interesting they comment on glass windows costing a fortune. It's a fair point. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done, whether I like it or not. What do you think about it, then? Uncle Frez said Brigitta might come help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitta lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Till later, Hans. Bye. Back to the Gertners for a second here. Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh, this should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. I insist. It's enough to pay back the abbot, yes? It is, but Andreas, how do you even get so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare? I convinced Brother Matthew to pay me a bit early. I wanted to be sure you could pay your taxes in time. Bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help Clara. It's a good thing to do. It's probably best not to mention it. Of course, I won't mention it to anyone. Still, thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Ursula. Hey, Andreas. You say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? For some nice local flora, yarrow, eyebright, and campion would suit them well. I don't know those. Usually I just call them by their color. There's the yellow ones in the meadow, the purple ones. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness great moments of glory. Witness Jesus' great moments of glory in his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. Oh, okay. These must be Paul's drawings. Collapse. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. Interesting. Smoky, huh? Oh, Master Mailer? Yes. We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smoky. Well, Adam, but people call me Smoky. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? Just admiring your home, out here among the trees. Seems like a good life. The charcoal fires tend to mask the view a bit, but otherwise it's not too bad. Was there something you needed? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mailer. Until then. Hello? Oh, hello. Hello. You're not a local, are you? No. I'm staying in Tossing only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me staying with him, so yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. Not me. There's incredible diversity in nature. I find it awe-inspiring. Variation comes with dangers too. I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting Tassing as well. My name is Andreas. Andreas Mailer. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right. I'm Vasklov, a traveling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. Do the people of Tassing need much tinkered? All folk have chipped blades and broken wheels, or loose hinges and worn tools. I wander, mostly, but I can find a bit of work wherever I go. I actually came to see Kirsten's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. It's a great shame that Kirso hides its books away from the town. Everyone should have access to knowledge. We are alike in that regard, Master Mailer. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for texts about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. The Genesis clearly says the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Well, yes, but the elements themselves had to exist for God, for the Lord to create something from them. That's something I believe. Even the ether is mentioned in Genesis, when the earth was formless and the void. Your views have a unique syncretismus to them, as Desiderius Erasmus recently put it. Impressive. I guess, Master Mailer. I don't quite understand what that means. Neither do I. But, good of you to say so. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. The carving of Saint Satya looks quite old. God bless you, Master Mailer. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. I didn't know you needed to forage for herbs down here. I thought the convent had a garden. Oh, it does, but the forest provides many local plants that we don't need to cultivate. The Romans believed that Tassing was protected by a fairy, and that the plants grew around her. Spring bloomed all year. Small Roman towns often had nymph cults. I'm not surprised Tassing had its own local spirit. Oh yes, legends say Tassia was a fairy who lived by the local spring. She was bathing there when she was interrupted by a man who who wanted his way with her. When she cried out, Mars, who was hunting in the forest, heard her and struck the man down. Tassia blessed him by washing him in the spring, and the water that fell from her body, or his body, made the ground around Tassing fertile. It's all pagan nonsense, of course, but it's a lovely story. Do you think a spirit could still dwell in the spring? Oh, don't be absurd. St. Moritz drove away all the demons when he converted Tassing. And if they did try to come back, well, that's St. John's Eve. That's what St. John's Eve is for. Anyway, I have to get back to work. Bless you, Master Mauler. Till later, sister. Old salt mine, huh? Oh, there's other people here now. God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kyrso's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Mortis. He is the patron of Tassing and Kyrso both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept whenever I visit. I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Mortis provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Mortis, are you not? I've been reading more about saints from far off. One sister Illuminata allows me a book, of course. I'm surprised you have neglected Tassing's patron saint, then. He was born in Egypt. You ought to learn something about him while you're here. By all means. St. Mortis is most likely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean, his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen, and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. St. Moritz came here? Tassing was pagan? I had no idea the town was so old. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Sachia, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. He led Mortis to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. How did Moritz's hand end up in Tassing? The Roman soldiers dismembered St. Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. The Christians of the town fled with his body so that it could not be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here. What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mailer. God bless you. Till later, brother. For you. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I am behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. If I'm ever in a church that long, I must have fallen asleep. Most days I agree with you, but Helena is pregnant now. We can't be too careful. Her mother had trouble with childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz, Hand, and Sechia's shrine to pray for their aid. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andres. So do I. I can do when you get to lecture the poor guy. Brother Adok, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Pryor, I'm working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Pryor. I will work harder. Yarrow, I can't believe this. Baron Rothagal has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the only one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Ferric, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferric is right. Prior Ferric, is this mine? It must be, yes? It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest. I expected more. Oh, so don't keep reading out loud, okay. Almost, Flux might have slid in here and didn't say anything. Flux, if you're here and you want me to read, let me know. Nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kirsau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course, we only want to accommodate you. do that. Ooh, interesting, a puzzle. Let's see. Hmm. Thing. Is that how you're gonna look around anymore? Hmm. Refectory is where I need to go. Refectory is. Here. Uh-huh. Yes, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Granat, Father Thomas, Prior Ferric. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell, Hades, will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Some, yes. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me of Father Gernot. Have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that I. He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last time visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine. But don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? Talking about the future of the church. Shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Oh, all the priests are getting mad. Everyone's like, bro. Father Thomas, you see the value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Oh, man. Read the room, Baron. Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? I need to be careful here. Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can share some thoughts on his work. I don't think everyone's willing to understand the truth here. And I don't know what to do here. Why not? Where should we start? A debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 1995 thesis? Enough. Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothigal, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. We will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any of the other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this. You're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I've overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I've ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tessia. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, we need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers, Andreas. Good night. Awkward. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to my brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Assassin's Creed? 10 years? What?